talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
All the names? Male.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I think that's what we call psychosexual overtone.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
What?
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it.
Oh, you're just gonna try to smooth this over and pretend like you knew the entire time, you fucking dumbass?
It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I like the serial killer more than you, that's frightening.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
Checkmate, Byakuya!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
Holy shit!
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you!
Well, Byakuya, he's just proven you
Not to
completed
mention, I have
it!
no clue how to tie a good knot! So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Well, of this particular case, yes! Oh no, definitely not! But in this particular case, yes!
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on, there is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. One we most definitely knew about it. Do you have a response to that, Byakuya?
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Come on, answer, pretty boy!
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
I don't know what to make of that face. That face just makes me weird.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Yeah, you're just gonna try and smooth me over. I bet you're pissing yourself.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Well...
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched for locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Yes!
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
How would you know that?
Nothing
before?
strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Clear everyone. Sure! Next we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. It is meant to have the answer to a live projecting loaded truth bullets. Now if we want to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. This time flashback, well, you just have to use your keen wits to warn you. In this case, well, as I said, if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well, good luck and have fun. I'm not sure I got that. I'm not sure I understood what that meant.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found him, but he was acting weird.
Wait, can I get that again? Right.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
That's just a waste of time.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distraction. What's so strange about...
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting, but he was
Before we found the body, and he says he knew.
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we check the girls. There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Damn it, missed it again.
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity,
that's a natural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distraction.
Let me just try. Did I misunderstand something? Target weak spot and hold down the left mouse button. Ah, right.
What's so
strange? You think someone's smart as me could remember? I used the wrong mouse button.
You said Byakuya,
I used the silence
if you're
actually.
presented with the opportunity,
that's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
There we go.
So of course I would suggest we check the... There was no time. What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
Okay, let's go all the way around then. Fair enough.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before, but he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity,
that's a natural...
I know.
The victim was Chihiro.
And you knew that before we found the body.
No,
there we go.
that's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with it.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
Is this your way of trying to get me to demonstrate something? Because if this is your way of doing that, I will be kicking you in the dig afterwards.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The difference between this case and other Genocide Jack murders, where this movie was wrong for hidden in there, could be. Is it the extension cord? Yep.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen
that rope before in my life.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden
That
away
wasn't...
somewhere.
Fucking white noise!
What? The difference? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same... But, Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be some...
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never
Seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
You admitted as much to me.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. He's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
What?
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
Byakuya, why are you doing it this way?
What about all that bothers you?
Wait. Was it just not something's not right? Juice bottle was definitely found in the ghost locker, but that doesn't mean... Can we just accept what Byakuya said is the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something about what you said.
I got it!
Yeah.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
So, like, do you just fantasize about the day someone pushes you down and grinds their heel into your crotch? If that's just something you want? The way you behave like that because I can help you.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
This actually changed the expression.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Oh, am I getting under your skin? Oh, isn't it fine, delicate porcelain skin of the high-born society, son? Getting a bit ruffled? Oh, are you fellas getting ruffled? Are you miffed? Have your jimmies been rustled?
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the stars on the move to the crime scene, Byakuya, who've been so confident up till now, maybe could never even realize that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else. Nope! We're gonna sweep his legs away!
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
I'm about to make you look like a fucking idiot! Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. Well, something will switch between the boys and the girls' locker room. The posters!
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
And since I don't imagine Byakuya goes much to the locker rooms in the first place, he probably never fucking noticed.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
You know, I'm not really sure Byakuya did this, but I'm pretty sure he had some sort of bulletproof alibi. I was going to be like, yeah, well, good, nice try, but here's my bulletproof alibi. Now can we go back to blaming Genocide Jill? It's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it!
Aha!
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
Yep, and the dumbbell were probably too.
But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Broken e-handbook. Oh, you're thinking
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
True.
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong.
She couldn't. Because that one doesn't work! It's a nice try!
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Nope, only about lending it out.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup.
hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.